Today is Thursday, 5 December. It's the fourth day of the UN Climate Summit here in Madrid. And it's really hard to get a sense of where the negotiations are going. I think that a lot of the obstacles that have been in place for the past 10, 15 years remain. I think the political will to make the major changes that the climate scientists say are absolutely essential still doesn't exist. I think that the main governments who are emitting the most greenhouse gases are not ready, don't feel enough pressure, and therefore are able to block major progress. I think we'll see progress on a few issues, but the text that we will see tomorrow on Friday, which will serve as the basis for negotiations next week, I think will be quite timid and will not have resolved the key issues, will not have broken new ground that we need desperately to avoid the worst of the climate crisis. All throughout the venue of the UN's Climate Summit here in Madrid, you see a lot of slogans, a lot of artwork, and very slick production with messages like time for action, with corporate messages. And what it shows to me is that the language is being used and the concepts are being used, but they're being misused, they're being misapplied, as if, for example, coming in to the conference venue from the subway, there's a Spanish construction and privatization company, Acciona, which has plastered the hallways of the subway with very striking messages, which you can see in some of the photos. But this is a company that earns its money from using and emitting greenhouse gases, using natural resources, from privatizing water and energy systems, from constructing with steel and cement. These are empty slogans. And so we've got to be aware that a number of the messages that we're advancing are actually resonating, but then being misapplied. Just as we've seen in the past, for example, with the term public-private partnership, which is actually not a partnership, it's just a business relation where the public sector guarantees private profits. And speaking of privatization, it's clear among a big proportion of the trade union delegations that the awareness of the dangers of privatization are such that we need to keep pushing as PSI on this issue, keep linking it to the strength of our democratic institutions, and that the agenda that we're espousing on the climate crisis, integrated with all of our other main themes and campaigns, is spot on. I'm hearing a lot of validating comments from not only our affiliates, from a whole range of trade unions in the room.